Oh, are you still in party?
Yeah, I'm still here. I'm still here.
So I was catching like bits and pieces, the background. I was like, oh fuck. But
Oh, can you hear the TV in the background?
yeah, I can hear it.
Okay. Yeah, give me 1 second.
No, you're good.
Is that a bit better?
Yeah, it should be fine. So,
Okay.
uh, fuck it. Let's go ahead and kick this off. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
All right. My name is Dizzy. I'm the CEO of the 19th MEU. We run a Battlefield 6 unit, but we have been around since Battlefield 4 in 2016.
So, how long? Like, I know 19th is not your first unit, so like, how long have you been doing this?
Actually, 19th is my first unit. I joined and I never left.
Oh shit.
And yeah, I joined and went from bottom to top. But I joined in 2019 and I just kind of stuck around. I never really left for any other units or anything.
All right. Uh, so what does the 19th MU consist of? Like, no, we know it's a Marine
Um,
unit, but is this strictly infantry?
no, it is not strictly infantry. However, I would, anyone who plays with us and knows us, um, would say infantry is our strong suit. But we cover air and armor as well. We have an aviation detachment and an armor detachment. Even though the Marines aren't supposed to have tanks, there's current doctrine behind that supports that. When Marines are deployed, they would have tanks on the ground with them if necessary. Typically, no questions asked.
All right. Uh, like, how long? Like, what? So, we'll gauge your perspective. What's your opinion on this current community? Like, how? Like, do you feel it could be better, or is it fine where it's at right now?
So, obviously, it's very like nuanced thing, and the way I feel is, I mean, I wasn't there for the beginning of Battlefield 4, but the game hasn't even been out 6 months yet. I mean, this it's something we have to figure out as we go because we don't have the same capabilities we had in Battlefield 4. We can't just spend $15 on a server and change the settings like we used to, and it would stay up regardless of if anyone's online or not. We don't have that same level of control. We have control in a different sense of where we can now manipulate our maps more and we have more user support, but that also comes with its own set of problems of having more to acclimate to in the sense of operating it and keeping the servers going and running because as of right now there's an issue of having the servers stay up longer than an hour because so much has been done to them that we need to understand how to make it operate smoother and efficiently so we can have those good long Milsim fights that everyone really loves. I think community wise, I think we're not where we could be, but it's not as bad as it could be. I think there's a lot of steps being taken to help it grow. I know everyone has their issues with voting. I think if done correctly, and I think we're leaning more towards that, I think if there's a way to eliminate the abuses of a voting system in the CC, it makes the voting more viable and actually usable to have better change. So, do I think it's bad and like dismantle it? Absolutely not. There's over 600 people in there, um, and it's a good place to find units because even outside of CC or Mike's CC, I guess you could say, there are plenty of units who want to play still and want to mill some correctly, and I play with them regularly. I mean, there are loads of people who still do want to mill sim and not deal with the what they say political side of it.
Right. like figure we had that. We were gonna have that fight with. It's originally gonna be two MD the allies put against 10th Mountain Division, which was in a different community. But it was like as soon as that dropped, everyone just not really everyone, just 10th Mountain kind of backed out, and shit
Yeah,
got quiet real quick.
yeah, and I mean, even outside of that community that CC had as well, there's still units outside of that want to play. I mean, I'm in discords with units that are in or out of the CC that want to set up weekly events and still want to milsim in a sense.
Right. Um.
I wasn't even in that CC. I didn't know about that whole thing until it happened. I
I,
had no idea about it.
yeah, I was in there, and then I don't know what the hell happened. I guess as Prolax said, a lot of the MAs that were in there didn't fall in line with that community's image or what they were wanting to do. So that ended up making itself a meme, and so it was kind of a dog pile on that shit. So, but as far as I know, the community's gone quiet now. I mean, you might have sporadic fighting, uh, but you don't see too many people going like uh, doing like hostile raids like they used to. Like this shit used to be going on for a while.
Yeah, no, there. I mean, and also everyone's at a different point in their lives nowadays too. I mean,
Right.
there's a lot of us can't do 8-hour raids like we used to. And that's why you threaten someone with war nowadays. It's like, all right, but like, do you really have the time to commit to a war like that with me?
Feel like Jehovah's Witness
Because
showing up at your front door.
yeah, like I mean, I got a couple hours in the day. How many hours you got?
Fuck it. I mean, if it works, like you gotta do a fucking war for like 2 hours each day. Fuck it.
I mean, yeah, you can fit it in, but there's no way we're having the wars that we had in Battlefield
Fuck
4
yeah.
where people
Fuckers used
sat
to
in the
be.
same server for
Fucking
30 hours. We're not having that anymore. No one. If someone does that now, I will be more impressed than anything.
fuck. Fuckers used to wake people up at fucking odd hours of the night and tell, "Hey, you got Firewatch." Like, fuck you, me, I got Firewatch. Yeah, go
I
go hop in the
I
server.
no, I know. I remember having to assign people Firewatch. Be like, hey, we had our deets asked for, but I don't know when they're showing up. So like, hang out in the server, and if no one shows up by midnight, you can go to bed.
Man, that shit used to get. It used to be out of control. Like, folks say, "Oh, we're gonna show up in your unit, but have a Firewatch," and like after a while, no one shows up, and you're just fucking clowning on forever.
Yeah,
So, uh, the Bagel War. Like I've been around shot. I don't really remember that one, but
I wasn't around for a lot of wars. I joined the 19th on the last raid of the 5MR war.
I think we covered that shit. Cause
I
that
I was
that
such a baby in
was
Milsim
that
though that I
in
didn't really.
was that uh the 5MR raid back when they're still duking it out with one FR.
Believe so because I think we were on the side of 1FR at the time. I genuinely don't know because it was my first or second event for the 19th.
Yeah, okay. That may have been what Shadow's describing in chat right now. He's like fourth ID, 4MD, 101A versus one FR, 5MR, and USM. Like, yeah,
Yeah,
that was a good shit back then, but
yeah, that was essentially my introduction to the 19th. Um, we had few small wars since then, but nothing crazy. I mean, I dropped a dock on a gentleman for claiming Uber and Giraffe were stolen valor, but that only lasted 2 days.
for BF6 or BF4.
BF4. This was 2020, I believe.
Fucking hell. someone tried to fucking I don't know. I forgot who it was exactly from the BS6 community chat, but someone that was an army MA, fucking they went to army MA and they went to that other community, and it's like somehow convinced them they were Space Force.
You know,
It's-
you want to know what's really funny about that? Actually,
What's up?
my godmother's daughter is like an E8 in the Space Force.
The fuck did he even do?
I don't know. She was in the Air Force, and then she transferred to the Space Force, and I haven't really heard about her since then.
Like last of anything I heard about Space Force, they're still trying to work out the dress uniforms. Just like fucking just throw
I think
gray.
they
You
nailed
look.
those down.
I think
I
man,
think
it's
they.
like that. You take a look at them; they look like something off of Starship Troopers.
But I don't know. I think if we're talking about the Battlefield community as like overall, not just like the Discord CCs, but like the Milsim community, um, I think it's better than it was at the end of Battlefield 4. I mean, at the end of Battlefield 4, there was what, 4 teams, and they all could barely pull. I mean,
Yeah, that's
we were in a much healthier state than we were in 2022 in Battlefield 4 in comparison.
yeah,
I mean, teams aren't, there's not as many big teams, but there's a lot of small teams that are trying and want to play with other small teams that they can be effective groups. Draft, you were invited. I told you you could come. You can still join. I literally said you are welcome to come, but I did not think you want to.
Did you want to get him in here?
If he wants to,
Yeah,
it's up to him. But I told him he's welcome to come, but I didn't think he'd wanna.
he's chilling.
He's chilling.
So going back into the Battlefield community, where it stands right now, um, he's sitting in a cup
Halo.
chair. uh, what do you think is the best way for this community to keep that go forward? Like to keep teams interested, keep things going that way it doesn't become stagnant.
You want to know what I think is important to keep it going is people need to not give up on it so fast. It's still propping itself up, you know. So I think people need to not be so pessimistic about it and look forward to the good fights that they're going to have with the teams that are verified and able to play. Um, I think a lot of the talk that is like, CC's dead already, blah blah blah. It's not dead. We're like I said, we're 4 months into the game. We have a lot of lifetime left in this,
And
and I think being optimistic will be more helpful to helping the community grow rather than sitting back and just complaining about things that are in your control to fix as someone in a unit. If you're in a command position in a unit, a lot of the things that are problems for you are things that are within your command's control to fix. And I think it takes being able to have the people around you to identify those issues.
all right,
Shadow the game is only 4 months old. It came out in October.
yeah, roughly 4 months. Yeah, like
Yeah.
so.
But yeah, I think if people have patience and let the community genuinely try to grow and give rather than dog on new teams and like raid them to correct themselves, play in a JTO with them, have a genuinely constructive AAR that doesn't involve a screaming match,
How often does that
and
actually happen?
I would say 1 in every 3 AARs, depending on the team, can turn into that. Now, I've also had constructive AARs with same teams I've had screaming matches with. Um, but I would say a good 1 to 3 to 1 to 4 AARs typically end in a screaming match, just because of the people involved in them.
Would would it be would be like something over who has like something on a gun that they're not supposed to have, or over general
No,
shit?
it's unfortunately that's not the way Milsim has leaned as time has gone on. Unless you're a team who's not really trying to actually Milsim, everyone's got their kits pretty well padded down. It's more of a play style choice on what their units allow their members to get away with. And so what I mean by that is you'll see very few members of the 19th Mu like actively b hop and slide cancel and shit like that. And if they do and I catch them, they're going to hear about it. Or like parachuting, I shoot my own members out of the air if I catch them parachuting. Like there's I like to run a very tight ship, and I like my guys to sim well and as realistic as possible within the limits of our game engine. And it it might just be the environment of what Milsim is now, but a lot more teams are a bit more lenient than we are, I would say. And once again, that goes down to the play style of letting your guys parachute, letting them jump around corners and shoot while diving or whatever. It's things that you would not do if you were an actual military member in real life.
Right. So you jump, you see some marine jump around a corner just to shoot something. That motherfucker dying before he hits the
Yeah.
ground.
And he's not going to do that because one, he's wearing 45 to 50 pounds of kit, and two, he knows he's going to get shot in the fucking chest if he does that.
So how is things working for assets at the moment?
Do you mean CC wise?
Yeah, uh, CC or just in general, I guess.
So the way Battlefield 6 has been built, from what I've seen these last couple months playing pubs and Milsim, is the vehicles, especially the armor, aren't as dominant as they once were in Battlefield 4. Um, Now, as for the air might be a little squishy, but I would say that their effectiveness in terms of engaging and killing targets is probably just as good as in Battlefield 4 if you have a good pilot. Um, but I would say, hmm. There are very few teams in the current community that can fill a full 32 and fill all their assets by themselves. And I'll even admit now, like I struggle with it, but we try. Um, and because of that inability, a lot of teams, if they know they're not going to have the backup to fill those assets, they'll typically throw their server on infantry only. Um, but in our raid last night, we tried to do assets before the servers gave out on us, and our opposing team was able to fill their assets and use them. So teams will use them if they know they have the people to be in them right away.
Like, does the server crash more frequent if assets are involved, or is it mainly with infantry?
Um, it's typically neither. Right now, I think it's a coding issue. And obviously, I'm not to dog on the guys who make the servers. Sheer, Iceman, and Black People, and all those guys who also work on the servers. Nothing against them. They're playing with a really hard thing to manipulate, and they're trying to accommodate it to what it's not built for. That that's going to give a lot of limitations. Um, and everything that we manipulate outside of its intended purpose is another thing to go wrong and cause servers to crash. And right now, um, based on what we've seen, my guys think it might be linked to the way the AT4 was chosen to work. I'm not sure about this, and we can't verify it, but that's what my guys are leaning towards. Um, but for the most part, up until this last week, they didn't crash very often unless it was like too intense for the server to handle, you know. But even by that point, it would typically be at least a half hour or more into a game.
Right.
I think it's a recent issue that can be fixed pretty soon by the guys. I don't have any doubts in their ability to do that.
'Cause they got a new season coming out not too long from now. It's what season 2. You got the little bird coming out, among other things. Like
Yeah, won't be able to use that. Sad.
what, the little bird?
Yeah, Marine MEUs don't get the little bird.
Ah, that sucks.
You could make the argument that your Marsot guys would be given it on occasion
Or they like
for
work.
transport.
It's like they work alongside 160th. Yeah.
Yeah, but like that's too much of a stretch, and it's not something that we want to do. We don't like to take stretches like that, you know. It's better to avoid the issue and not have it than to deal with it and try to justify it.
All right. Um. So, fucking next. Are you guys excited for like the new what, Goldman remake? Where the fuck is this?
I think it's actually out. I think they were playing it. I think there was a team playing it the other day, I believe. I know about a month or two ago, I did a favor for Sheer, and I ran a JTO on it and I tested it for him. And I gave him a huge response of notes on how to improve the map. And I haven't played it since then, but I'm hoping to see some improvements next time we play it. I gave him like a full 2 pages worth of notes on how to help that map be a bit better.
What were the main problems that you were encountering?
Um, there's a lot of objects on the map that oh, Giraffe is right. Not Goldman, sorry. We played Gulf of Linden. Not Goldman. Yes, and Onyx is right. I am the problem. I'm the sole problem with community. I am the most toxic person there. Um, but actually, now that I have the right map in my brain, I'm so sorry. I am very excited for Gulf to come back because we used to run a lot of our core internal trainings on that. And to have that back would be very nice because then we could implement stuff that we've done since Battlefield 4,
What
which a lot of my guys have been around since then and know those trainings on the back of their hand.
you talking like Gulf of Omen?
No, not Gulf of Lowman, sorry. Goldman Railway.
Hmm. Oh, okay. Yeah, I get what you're talking about now.
Yeah.
Oh,
But yeah, the 19th used to do a lot of their internal, like, early trainings for new members on that map. So to have that back again will be very nice for our internal guys and people we introduced to Milsim again.
there were a few. I'll say a few hostile fights on that map. It was actually quite funny to watch.
Yeah, I never liked it as a good raid map. Um,
Too
I never
wide
thought it
open.
was that. Yeah, too wide open, not a lot of cover, and even then, when you like blow the map up and destroy the terrain, it only did so much.
Fucking you have folks just spamming C4 just to make trenches.
Yeah, like, and you know, why do that? That's bullshit. Just put a map with a fucking rock in the field on instead, please.
Shit. Today's been a lazy day. Ugh. What? So, how excited you are for your upcoming raid?
I am actually pretty excited. I do hope the servers hold. We're really hoping for a good game. You know, it's the guys that used to be 101A and they've been around a while, and I'm excited to play them while we're using a marine kit because it's like they're in they're in our home court now. Like I know the Marines shit like the back of my hand. So that'll be nice. I'm not going to reveal what map we're on or what we're doing, but we're hoping for a really good game with these guys. I love a good back and forth raid personally. I don't want a one side stomp anyone. I love a back and forth where each team's breaking out of spawn traps or fighting over objectives in the middle. Those ones are the best to me. I
That's
had a raid I had
good.
a raid about a month ago that with a 5 ticket difference and it was a blast.
Now, is it just them, or is it just like they show up,
Um
bring an ally, and you'll come in with your team and an ally or some shit like that?
Yeah, we're expecting essentially a 2v2, so 19th and one other unit versus 22nd another unit. Um we tried to raid them yesterday for, the sake of activity and having someone to play, and the servers gave out on us, but they were willing and accommodating and wanted to play us. So, I'll always take that.
All right. Well, that's. I'll be honest. I was not really expecting to do much today. But Drizzy, or like I say your name right? What they call you something? Yeah, Dizzy.
There you go.
I mean, thanks for taking the time out of your day, and I mean, have fun with the raid. Actually,
Yeah, no, I appreciate you having me. I'm looking forward to about to go get the boys rolling right now.
and see if Onyx will fight. Oh, actually, no, he's. Wait,
You
Onyx
can
is.
uh you
Yeah,
can pop into the so you can pop into the server and run around with a knife and be our photographer core war correspondent.
fuck no, you get me in there with a knife, I'm scalping someone.
Just use the knife as a microphone and be like, "We're reporting from B objective."
Stop resisting. Give me your opinion.
But yeah, no, I appreciate you having me. Meant to do this months ago around launch, but
Yeah,
we never got around.
yeah, it's mainly work. Plus, what was it? October, right?
Yeah, I was supposed to hop on for episode 2 with Nex, I believe, or something like that.
Yeah, that's when that was around the time because I was actually gone from home for about like 10 or 11 weeks, and that's like when I did a little time off up in Buffalo to go see the Bills play the Buccaneers. So that was
I was wondering why you disappeared for a month or two. I did notice that.
yeah. I, I was now like I get 4 days off after like I only get a day off after spending a week out. So, but hopefully that will change soon.
Yeah, it's my busy time of year, so as soon
Yeah.
as spring ends, I'm gonna be a lot more free myself.
Oof. But anywho, gents, those of you who
Yeah,
just tuning in or whatnot, really, we're just sitting here shooting shit. The stream will be on YouTube sometime tonight. But other than that, we look forward to seeing you guys in the next one. So,
yeah. I once again I appreciate you having me, and I'll see you later.
all right. Until the next one, stay tuned.